Racing. Some say it's not a sport. Well, what makes a sport? What about competition, endurance, teamwork, working day after day toward the single, focused goal of winning? Oh yeah, we've got that.
Think racing doesn't look the part? We've never been into looks. We play the part, and we play for keeps. Training, strategy, perfecting your skills, building on talent, working, reworking, and fine-tuning. It's got to be perfect to win.
Athletes, coaches, fans, 100% commitment, 100% dedication. So, is racing a sport?
Or something more?
Racing is definitely a sport, and it's a sport because we're really racing in NASCAR. We're racing driver versus driver, team strategy versus team strategy, because the rule book is so restrictive that the cars are pretty similar. So it ends up being pretty fun out there on the racetrack.
Oftentimes, race teams recruit athletes from other sports for key positions on their teams.
They had a guy come out there and talk to us, and I didn't know anything about racing. 3.5 years ago, all I knew was Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Sr. and I used to play semi-pro football. Football, basketball, any other sport, it's never taken me this long to be good. And I'm still working, I'm still making mistakes, I'm still learning, and it's a really, really challenging job.
Each year, sports offer up their greatest competitions for our entertainment. Athletes, players, and coaches start the clock again.
Off-season training and preparations are done, and it's time to start proving your worth. Are you smarter, stronger, faster, better than the rest?
Fans gear up for the season. Will my team finally win and get its due?
Like other sports, racing has clearly defined rules, officials, a season, a playoff system, and year-end championship.
Individual races are like the games in other sports. Throughout the season, teams rack up wins, points, and strive to make it into the playoffs or the chase for the cup, where the top 12 racers compete to achieve the ultimate prize in racing, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Championship. Similar to football teams, race teams have diverse members who all play an important role in the team's success.
The driver, crew chief, spotter, engineers, mechanics, pit crew, and more all act in unison, pushing towards consistently winning and being the first to the checkered flag week after week. Like a triathlon or cross-country event, motorsports require an enormous amount of endurance.
Races are a grueling 3 to 4 hours and test the team's stamina, focus, and ability to make changes on the fly. Week after week, teams persevere and try to be the one who ends up doing everything right.
Track conditions, adjustments, fuel conservation.
Tony Stewart is out of fuel. Gonna take the checker flag and coast across the finish line and win.
Aerodynamics, pit strategy, crashes, repairs, and more all add up in the ultimate race to victory lane.
And that's just one race.
So I ask again, is racing a sport or something more?
In the words of one of America's most famous authors, there are only 3 sports: bullfighting, motor racing, and mountaineering. All the rest are merely games. Ernest Hemingway. Remember, Racing 101, where you learn about racing.